What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. It's Moses here with his GOAT co-host, Isaiah Gessner.
Come on.
And today, we got some NBA takeaways about a fifth through the season so far, if I was breaking it up right.
Yeah.
Maybe about a fifth,
Yeah.
20 games, 20-something.
Man, we're like 10,
Further.
like 10, 11, 12. I don't even know.
13,
Listen, man, I wasn't good at math.
14, bro. Whatever we
I
are,
wasn't good at math. So
we're here and we're talking about the NBA
Mm-hmm.
and where we're at in its current state today
Mm-hmm.
on November 15th of the
Mhm.
date we were recording. We're going to talk about the Eastern Conference first to start, then we'll jump over to the West. Zay, you got any other things to add?
No. We're gonna do some pros, some cons, some takeaways, some players, some team, whatever, and kick it off. Mo, do you want to get us started, or would you like me to?
Start us off, Zay. What do you got?
Okay. So in the Eastern Conference, I am going to start off with a boring one, but one that needs mentioning. It's the Boston Celtics. Obviously, they're very big offseason. There were a lot of questions, but they look really good. Porzingis just adds a totally new dynamic to that team, especially defensively. And one of the big question marks when it came to trading away Robert Williams was, losing that defensive presence in the paint. Is that going to cause anything? Al Horford getting older. They're fine. Porzingis has been an incredible rim protector. Drew Holiday being able to swap around everywhere. I mean, he was guarding Embiid for multiple possessions in a row against Philly in their first game.
Yeah.
It's a match made in heaven. So the Celtics look really good. They're kind of a boring one, but a team that I figure at least needs mentioning.
The bench is, as we talked about, we only got to see them as one unit before, but the bench has been manageable with our solid 6 guys that we got. So it's been a pretty good start to the year. I can't really complain. So
nope, they've just been good. I figured I would mention them as a positive because the other team in the East we spent a lot of time talking about will be discussed later, not in this category. What do you got? What's a pro or a con for you?
Pro that I have is Tyrese Halliburton for the Pacers. Lighting it up so far to start the year. Leading the league in assists so far. He's averaging 12.5 assists. That's a lot of damn assists. They're a small sample size, but still very impressive.
Yeah.
And I believe it was the only game he was out. His team lost by 51 points to the Boston Celtics. So kind of shows his impact. Probably wouldn't have won the game if he was out there, but just kind of goes to show he's a big part of their team and needed for their success. And they've been fairly successful with them balling out. So
I love that you brought that up. The Pacers as a team were on my list. So I love that you brought that up. We talked about them in the offseason. Surprisingly deep team. And Aaron Nesmith has, started to carve out a really good role, which is kind of a surprising factor. Miles Turner is playing like Miles Turner. He's a great underrated basketball player, can hit the 3-ball, great defender. He's very good, but he healed, stretching the floor, Benedict Mathurin, all those guys. So, yeah, the Pacers have been amazing, but Tyrese Halliburton leading the league in assists and getting buckets on top of it. So, I'm glad you brought them up. The next player one I have in tandem because sadly they're in the same spot, but I still want to give them their flowers. Cam Thomas of the Brooklyn Nets and Tyler Hero of the Miami Heat. Both of them hurt, both the same night they got hurt, and it was both ankle related. So
yeah,
really crappy, because to start the year, man, they were on fire, just getting buckets left and right. Every game recap or every time you turned a game on, they were just scoring. And my respect for Tyler Hero, I've brought up before, but like has really grown. The way he's handled the trade rumors, everything in Miami, and then to come out and ball and kind of dismiss it has been awesome. So
yeah,
if the Heat are gonna want to go on another miracle type run, Hero is going to have to be out there on the court and healthy. So I hope him and Cam can both get healthy soon and come in,
100%,
make an impact again. Yeah.
Yep.
What else have you got?
Another pro that I got is going to be a player for the New York Knicks. RJ Barrett is the guy that I was referencing in the NFL video that might take a couple of years to heat up, but he's heated up and he's played very well for the Knicks, especially with Randall kind of struggling this year. It's looking a little iffy. Brunson's been off a little bit, but RJ Barrett has been the bright spot, I'd say, of the Knicks team so far to start the year. So,
yeah. I think that's a good one. The Knicks are like, they're a team I really believed in going into this year, and I still do, even though they're off to a bit of a slow start. But it's what is talked about a ton with Randall, where it's like he just has these like highs and lows, and when he's playing like really well, the Knicks are a really good team, but there's a lot of times where Randall kind of just slips into like not being a detriment, honestly, to his team, which sucks because I think he is a good basketball player. But yeah, that's a good one. I've got another player one. Mr. Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors leads the Raptors in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. So out of the 5 categories, the only one he's missing is assists. He has been amazing. He's been dominant. And all these people wanted to slander him because his sophomore year, he didn't take a massive leap. Here's that leap. People were just so quick to be like, oh, that first year, I don't know if he's really that good. He looks to be that good. Scotty Barnes is one of my favorite players in the league. And so it's really cool to see him with the Raptors, like back in stride again. Super fun player. And he's had some great defensive plays as well, where he's just ripping people. Like when they went against the Celtics and Tatum's bringing the ball and he pokes it out, gets it, bangs out on the other end. It's like, that's why the Kawhi Leonard comparisons were there with him coming out of Florida State. So yeah, I want to give Scotty Barnes his props because he's been great. Yeah, he's been very good. Who else have you got?
I think this is my last one for the East, but another player on a team that's been kind of struggling, but Mark Williams for the Charlotte Hornets, leading the league in field goal percentage, putting up 14 and 9, doing great for them. Young team, young players trying to figure it out. LaMelo coming back, finally being healthy. So Hornets are kind of just trying to get it going, but he's been a big bright spot, and we kind of touched on him a little bit all throughout the draft process. We both kind of thought he'd be great for them. So
Mark Williams is, with all the drama in the Hornets organization the past couple months, and now with Miles Bridges returning, Mark Williams is one of the bright spots that, like, he's just a great big. Like, it's very solid. I put him in the tier with like Jalen Duren. I think Jalen Duren, I would put Jalen Duren ahead of him.
Yeah.
But I really love Mark Williams. I think Melo has bought in a little more defensively this year. He had that game against the Pacers where, like, if he
clamped at the end of the game.
And multiple defensive possessions during that game where you're like, man, like you forget he's 6'7" with a solid wingspan. Like if he wants to put the effort in more defensively, he can be a really, really sound defender. But obviously the offensive end is, what is most associated with Melo.
Mm-hmm.
But he has at least the tool set to be really good. But yeah, Mark Williams has been great for the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
I'll knock off my last two East ones. One's a pro, one's a con. The first pro, Maxey and Embiid. But I really want to highlight Maxey. For Embiid, playing at an MVP level again, top 3 in MVP, might be the favorite. He's playing amazing. Throw that out there. We already knew, right?
Yep.
For Maxey, the loss of Harden has allowed him to blossom into a all-star.
Mm-hmm.
He is playing so good, and he's taking the shot. I love Nick Nurse and what he's done with that Sixers team defensively. I love how aggressive he is with Maxey, where he calls him out after a press conference, not in a bad way, but in a, I was kind of mad he wasn't taking the shots. He was passing on him. I love that because it's hard to be a guy who is supposed to chuck up a ton of shots. Like the offense in Philly, especially with no Harden, is Embiid centric, and then you need Maxey to also step in, hit big threes, be aggressive as a shooter, and he has been amazing. So I couldn't say enough positive things about Tyrese Maxey, and he just had a 51-point game, and that Philly team might be better without Harden, which is crazy, but
insane.
They look really good. To tack off my last Eastern Conference thing real quick, the negative is the Milwaukee Bucks, and they have time to turn it around. Dame shot 3 of 17 upon recording his last game.
Yeah.
He has really struggled. I don't think this will be a problem all year, but they have the 29th ranked defense, and that was the biggest thing you and I discussed in that Jrue Holiday video of, listen, offensively, we know what Lillard and Giannis can do, but that defense, and then Jay Crowder has been playing great. He gets hurt, and so it's like, there's no panic button, but it is kind of like, okay, well, I think the Celtics and Bucks have separated.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a gap there. And I think if someone had Philly over Milwaukee right now, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah.
So, again, they've still got 70 games to turn it around. I'm not, like, freaking out. But it's, it hasn't been the way everyone imagined it would be.
For sure.
So, yeah. What have you got, though? What are some, like, negative positives in the Western Conference?
Jumping over the West, it's negative. Clippers, bro.
Yeah.
What is going on? Haven't won a game with Harden on the roster. If I'm Russell Westbrook, I'm pissed off, bro. I was watching the game against the Nuggets, I think last night.
Yeah.
And the Clippers were up. They're doing pretty good. Harden comes in. Nuggets go on a run. Clippers offense looks weird. Their defense was messed. It was just a bad collapse from them last night, and this isn't the first time with that. And you could just tell whenever Russ is getting subbed out for James specifically in those end game situations, he's walking off the court pissed, like he's trying to like hide it, but he might not be. Yeah, but like he's pissed. He's just like he's kind of like shaking people off, like nah, like I should be out there. So. They might have sold with acquiring James.
Yeah.
And it might be time to take a look in the mirror if this happens again, because like this, how many teams is this going to happen to?
I had the Clippers on here as a con as well, and I really do think, as crazy as it is, this is it for Harden. If he can't make it work in LA, what team is going to do it? Because there's certain superstars, right, where if they have drama, Kevin Durant's a perfect example. He's been in the headlines for a lot of his career for drama, for whatever. But the product on the court is always great. Like, very rarely are you going to get a stretch of Durant games where you're like, man, he's really struggling.
Yeah.
I don't, those don't happen. But with Harden, they have. And I think the biggest thing is he isn't in basketball shape. He said it himself. He didn't go to Sixers training camp. He was holding out. And then he didn't play any regular season ball with the Sixers, was traded, thrown into the starting lineup.
Yeah.
He is not physically ready. And he's trying to remain optimistic about, like, once we get our stride, once we hit our stride, we'll be good. I think that could be true, but it's not looking good. And the size on that team, it looks like, is a real problem, especially against Denver. Jokic exposed them.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's moments where Harden is great guarding Jokic in the post. What are we doing?
Yeah. It was
what is that philosophy?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
with no help sometimes.
None.
They stopped sending help for like 4 possessions, and I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Like, bro, if Jokic is able to score over Kawhi, what do you think he's going to do to Harden?
Yeah.
Like, so it's, I don't know. It looks like, an add Daniel Tice, which isn't like a massive thing, but like Plumlee being out, when Zubac got into foul trouble, it was done.
Yep.
There was nothing the Clippers could do against Denver. So Tice will at least give them some depth. Plumlee will hopefully come back healthy and be back in the lineup and a factor. But yeah, it's starting to get scary for that Clippers team.
100%.
In terms of a pro that I want to highlight, I just obviously want to go out there and give credit to the Denver Nuggets. They've been great, even without Jamal Murray. Jokic has looked like the MVP of the league. Just throwing that one out there. It's boring, but true. But the real one I wanted to highlight is the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think they're on an 8-game win streak upon recording. Yeah. And Anthony Edwards is that guy.
He's legit.
He is, we talked about in the offseason about guys who could ascend into like a superstar tier. Here it is. Like, he is playing out of this world. So I think he's a guy who could put up 30 a game. I'm still not 100% sold on Cat and Gobert, but I really like that Timberwolves team. I love Jaden McDaniels. I don't know what their ceiling is, but they have exceeded expectations to start the year. So I think that warrants giving them some credit here.
Yeah, dude, they've been turning up.
Yeah.
Just like this other team that we didn't really expect, the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
They look really good. Luka is Luka-ing. He's skywalking around. Even though he's just doing his thing, dude.
I see what you did there, bro.
Even though it wasn't
I got
for
you.
him, but it was. Come on, bro.
I got you.
Dude, their size, we were worried about it. It hasn't been exposed yet.
Nope.
They figured out a way to outscore, clamp teams a little bit, just stay afloat in games and figure out end game situations and win games. So props to the Magic, because we talked about it. If things were going to get shaky this year, then you're going to have to start dealing with Luka, and Kyrie's getting old. He's not going to want to be on a team that's mid. So they're avoiding that for now. So good on the Magic. I mean, the Mavericks.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought them up. And credit to Derek Lively, who we both gave a lot of love to. I didn't think he'd have the impact that he did this early, though. Like, I thought this would be a mid-season, late season, like, okay, Derek Lively's in the rotation. He's making impacts. He's doing that. No, he's been awesome. He's been really good for Dallas. And it was the biggest thing of like, oh, they're trying to get Clint Capella. They're trying to get like a big who can fill that gap. Derek Lively hasn't been perfect because he's a rookie, but he's played really good basketball. 100%. So, yeah, the Luka's doing Luka things as expected. The other team I want to talk about is another Texas team, though. The Houston Rockets have been a surprisingly good team. And I don't know how far this goes. Like, I'm not sure how much I really buy in, but Dylan Brooks has been really good, as we talked about, of like, he got all that slander in Memphis, but like, he's a really quality ball player. Like, his tough, hard-nosed defense, he's been shooting the ball really well in Houston. So I just want to give props to the Rockets just off of, I didn't expect that this would be the case, that they'd be this good coming out. So good for the Rockets.
I am going to piggyback off of Dylan Brooks and his ex-squad. Con for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, bruv.
It's really not.
I don't really know what to say because they got pieces, they have guys. Injuries are sucky, suspensions are sucky. They're just kind of screwed, man. Marcus Smart just went down, 2 on top of the injuries they already have. I don't know what you do if you're the Memphis Grizzlies, dude. Do you have any? Do we tank? What do we do? We're 2-9. We're just as bad as Washington to start the year.
Yeah, when you put it like that, that's
worse. Washington's 2-8. I don't know if they're playing right now, but they're doing worse. Yeah.
So I had the Grizzlies as well. I had them in the unfortunate tier. I didn't even have them in bad because it, like, you have the jaw suspension, right? 25 games. So you knew that was going to be a problem.
Yep.
Them losing Steven Adams.
Huge.
We talked about it, is like, listen, watch Memphis because that could be really bad. It was really bad. And then they signed Biyombo. Biyombo's a good big, but obviously Steven Adams is better.
Yep.
Now you lose Marcus Smart. Brandon Clark is still rehabbing. Marcus Smart, we don't, as of recording, we don't know officially a timetable, but that ankle was gross. It did not look good.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark is still rehabbing, and you're only 11 games into the Ja Morant suspension. There's still 14 more to go.
Yeah, dude, it's bad.
And the silver lining, if you were a Grizzlies fan, is that you own your own first-round pick this year. And the only bright spot is we might land a top 10 player in the draft, a top 5 player, top 7, whatever, in the draft. So next year, Steven Adams will be healthy.
Yep.
Ja Morant is hopefully no problem. Marcus Smart, no problem. They really need help at the wing spot. Maybe you draft a wing guy. Maybe you sign a wing guy in free agency, and you go into next year and you go, okay, this is the Memphis team. Because we know they're not really this bad. Like, they're not. They're not. They were, what, the 2 seed last year?
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they were that good, I guess is the other end. But they're a playoff team, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Like us not playing playoff. So it just sucks, man. Like, if you're a Grizzlies fan, you're like, well, it's not like the team is underperforming. you just got screwed, honestly. Like,
horrible injury bug. Yeah.
It's bad. I'll ask you something because, you know, the hot takes are always fun. So they're 2-9, right? Do you think it's already over in terms of their season? Do you think there's any way you see them making the playoffs?
Dude, with the tourney, they might be what is it? You need to be a 10 seed
to be a play-in, yeah.
Yeah, play-in. I could see them being the 10 seed, maybe.
Yeah.
But things are gonna have to change really fast. 10 seed is what I'm giving them as their peak right now. Like if all things went together and they managed to figure it out and slip in as a 10 seed.
I would agree. I don't want to say it's over because there's 71 games. You don't know. Maybe like Bismack Biyombo makes a really good impact. Marcus Smart's injury isn't that bad. He misses a couple weeks. They come back when like Ja Morant's back and they get hot. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, snap, like the Grizzlies are good. I'll be honest, though. I think it's done.
It might be wrapped.
And it sucks. It sucks because it's not a team I want to see do poorly. But it really might be done.
Yeah.
So it sucks. It just sucks removing a team that should be good, being like, yeah, they're with Washington. You saying that was like, whoa. The context is, yeah, because we knew the Wizards are a team where it's like, yeah, we know they're going to be bad, because that's good. They finally blew the damn team up. They've needed to do this for years.
Yep.
Which I think they're the funniest team in basketball I've ever seen.
It's
like
so
any level.
Serious, bro.
Bro, like it's in the past week we got the clip of Jordan Poole talking and not watching the play, and then the timeout ends, and he's like trying to peek over at the board to see like, wait, what was the play? And then he walks, and then he comes back and is like, wait, what was it? And then he goes, all right, and goes out there, and then you get Kuzma in the middle of a game being like, challenge it, and then the Wizards are playing 4v5 on defense and give up a bucket. Like, it's hilarious. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole to Kuzma or Poole. It's just really funny to see a team where they're like, we know we're supposed to be bad. Like,
yeah,
we're good. But like Poole talking, it's literally like in class when a kid is talking and a teacher's like, you didn't pay attention, bro. Go out. Go take the test.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know how this is going to go, but like, good luck. Jordan Poole hoops like it's YMCA ball. And it's awesome. Like, I'm not mad. It's awesome. It makes the Wizards more fun. So they just get credit for being a fun team that's also bad. In terms of the bad, I just wanted to throw in the Phoenix Suns, and it's a weird one because
it's a weird
like it. I don't want to say in the same tier as the Grizzlies because the Grizzlies are the extreme.
Yeah,
but like we still haven't seen their trio yet, and that I'm waiting. I cannot wait to see Beal, Book, and KD healthy on the court. But like I feel like I don't even have a gauge of this team yet.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are. So they're kind of just a weird one. I don't know if I'd say they're a con, but like I just don't really know what they are.
Yeah.
Do you have any other teams or players or anything that you would like to add, though?
The Suns were the last team that I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
Just very odd, and I want to see their trio. That's about it.
Yes. Yeah, man. Like, as basketball fans, it was talked about all off season, and it's like, damn, they still haven't played together. And that team, when it's only like when Book and Beal are out, or when KD and Beal, it doesn't make them unwatchable, but it's really hard to get a gauge of a team like that because that's not how they were constructed. They were constructed as those three kind of carrying the team.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The last thing out of anything I wanted to add that's a pro is the Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren potential rivalry going forward. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's gonna be fire.
It's, yes, the Spurs got curb stomped by the Thunder in the second game they played. Like, absolutely decimated. But I'm thinking long term, and they're not saying anything mean to each other. It's not disrespectful. It's not anything. But you can tell they're kind of just like, that's my competition. Like, I want to be better than that guy. So I want everyone to know I'm better than that guy. That's great for the league. And it's going to set up for some really, really good playoff basketball in like 5 years from now.
Yeah, the playoff hoops are going to be crazy.
Oh, dude. Like, Chet and Wemby in their prime, battling at it in the playoffs is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So this almost feels like a sneak peek at what we're going to get. And then they team up. And they
team up.
And then they make the like tallest, most outrageous
lineup ever.
Yeah. So
that'd be lit.
I'm here for it. I wouldn't be mad. Unless it's like some KD stuff. Then I would be pretty
pissed. Yeah, then I'd be pissed.
I would be when we have this podcast in like 8 years from now.
I'll be pressed, bro.
I won't be happy. But that's it for me.
Do
you have anything else you'd like to add?
All I got.
Perfect.
Yep.
Which means only one thing, really. Song of the
pod.
Take it away.
So I thought I did this one last time. I did not. And I'm surprised because it's been out for a couple weeks now. But I'm going to give a shout out to my guy, couple goats, Kid Cudi featuring Pharrell and Travis Scott at the party. Fire Pharrell beat. Fire versus Trav does his thing. Some gas ad libs, some good hums by Cudi. It's all around just a song that I needed to hear. I love it. I love when they drop new music. So, yep,
love it. I've got a totally different one, totally different mood, everything. I've got Karma Police by Radiohead, which is a beautiful song, a melancholic song. It's amazing. And it's in the first episode of the second season of Invincible. And I was like, holy crap, I forgot how awesome that song is. Like, I haven't heard that song in forever. So one, if you haven't heard the song, Karma Police, Radiohead, it's a super underground band. You probably have never heard of Radiohead. And next, go see Invincible if you have not already. It's dope. I've kind of fallen off all like superhero bandwagons for the most part. Like I don't keep up with anything, but Invincible is amazing. Soundtrack is amazing. Check it out. Invincible, come sponsor me and this podcast, please.
Know where to find us.
You know where we're at. So I mean, just leave a comment. Like,
let's say this is over there somewhere. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we got. You got a banger, and then you got a little slow anthem for when you're in your car alone. I mean, combination is what we gave you. So
oh my god.
That should have been the song of the pod.
That might be my next one, bro.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that 100% is the one. That's the one next.
Yeah, that's the real song of the pod. So go give that a listen.
We will we'll be back next week, and if you haven't heard it, you'll hear it then. But that's it for the video. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let us know some of your takeaways, things you are impressed by, things you are disappointed by, whatever it may be. Let us know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, all that yada yada yada. We thank y'all. So close to a hundo.
Close to a hundo.
I can feel it.
Oh man, it's been
my
a
spidey
ride.
senses.
It's been a ride.
Oh yeah. So we thank y'all. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out from Flagrant Talk.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. See ya.